So, hello there. And actually, while I was listening the previous talk, I realized with the content of my talk will be really similar. However, I'm more pessimistic, and I want to talk about how to how to become the best developer. On the contrary, I will talk about how to survive, how to stay as a developer within next 5 years. I lived, and as we all, in in the best possible times for software developers, of course. During the last 20, 25 years, the rise of technology was really amazing. And not only the technology, but also salaries and profit gains in software development industry. But as every good story, it has to end someday. And I believe that this day has already appeared, has already happened. As many other people, I'm thrilled with large language models. And I do believe that they change the game, they change the rules in the game, especially in software development industry. Actually, let me start with an example, and this is an example about a pet project. A few months ago, I decided to make a pet project. It's used to automate some of my routine. And what is the main problem for such open source pet project? Time. Usually, it's hard to allocate enough time for such a project because you have other duties to do, and therefore you are limited in time. However, with the help of LLM, it's not a problem anymore. Okay, it was not used to be a problem anymore, but for me, I'm a perfectionist, and even when I do a pet project, I would like to have good logo, brand colors, landing pages, because I like that. Even if I will be the only person who will do that. And usually when I start a new project, I start with all these assets. And that was again the case. I started with these pieces. Luckily, I have a service looker who can do this in background, so I just need to type a few things, and in 20 minutes I got everything, whatever I needed, and spent just 80 euros. But in the meantime, I didn't spend this 20 minutes just for that. While I was playing with different stuff, while I was playing with colors, browns, etc., I used a custom version of ChatGPT and explained what I want to achieve. I explained that I want to build a project, here are the list of features, here are the preferred technologies I would like to use, and I asked it to generate architecture, models, files, and even the list of the bash commands I had to run in order to bootstrap this project. And the bottom line is that it was able to do that. Yeah, to be honest, I spent about 3-5 minutes to adjust these models. However, the result was really good. If I do the same, I would spend, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour. But here, I didn't spend even a minute for that. And that's for me really amazing results. We can achieve much more, because when I got this skeleton of the project, what would be the next stage? For me as a backend developer, I usually create some fixtures. If I follow TDD pattern, I create some tests, etc., etc. But now I don't need to perform this anymore because I can ask GPT to do that. And it won't be like fake fixtures with fake or random data. This would be real life pictures. And as project managers or product managers, you realize that it's really important when you create a project. If you use fake data, you can't actually test the UX. You cannot test the UI. But this is exactly what ChatGPT was designed for. We can use real live data. And I don't need to spend even a minute to do that. That's a really big advantage of the technologies we have at the moment. Moreover, I needed somebody else for the pages I will create, for the features of the app. And guess what? Guess again, that ChatGPT can do that. I just said, here is the framework. Let's say, take for example, Tailwind framework and Tailwind components. Create nice layout for these features in these brand colors with this architecture, and it was able to create it. Just custom ChatGPT with custom instructions. That's it. What does it mean? For me, it means that we don't need actually junior developers anymore. Actually, we have already junior developers. A junior developer that is 24 hours available, no vacations. You can ask him anytime. You don't need to pay a salary. Only 20 euros per hour, per month. Sorry, per hour. Per month, and that's it. And actually, if you have a pretty good laptop, you can launch several sessions and you can have multiple junior developers. Yes, you might say that, okay, you can replace a junior developer at this stage, but we are resolving complex problems. But frankly speaking, if you just reflect on your real tasks, how many of the tasks you have completed for the last month or 3 months, how many of them were really complex, were really difficult? I would argue that like 20% could be difficult, but 80% could be replaced, could be automated, even with the current ChatGPT version. And moreover, if let's say we consider on one stage a real human who works, let's say, 8 hours, who has family, hobby, other duties to do, and on the other side, ChatGPT who can be trained for 24 hours and who has much more capacity than any of the humans. Let's say what happens in 1 year and 2 years. Who will win this run? I really believe that ChatGPT or any other large language model will win it. So even if it cannot replace senior developers, or maybe it's arguable but about middle developers, but it definitely will be the case within the next couple of years. So the real question is what to do, how to survive. Because if we just follow the patterns we followed in the past, we will be simply replaced. But I'm optimist here. I mean, through the last 20 years, the rise of technology was amazing. And yeah, some professions, some occupations, they were just gone. But people still have many things to do. It's just about an evolution. And the real question is, how could we anticipate what will happen within the next 5, 10, 15 years? How to stay competitive on this market? This thread is about backend development, and I think the very first answer lies exactly in backend development, because who can develop AI? I mean, yeah, for now there are some people who are developing data scientists, but everyone knows the quality of the code they produce. Front-end developers, yeah, maybe they could do something, but they are about UX and UI. Backend developers are the best developers for this particular task. And even if AI could replace a human, who will develop this AI? So therefore, I argue that whenever it is possible, if it is possible, you have to start looking carefully at AI. Maybe become AI developer, maybe become AI project manager or whatever. But this is the future of the industry, because many of the things could be replaced soon. The second point, that's actually the point that Alex was talking about, problem solving. There is a huge difference between resolving a task and resolving the problem. And I think Alex made a good point about that. And while I really believe that within maybe 10 years, AI would be able to resolve problems as well. And even right now, AI is capable to resolve simple problems. But for now, it is not the case. And it shouldn't be the case within the next 5 years. So if you really can resolve the problem, or if you can reframe the problem and just eliminate it, that's a huge advantage. But the third and third, that was the slide. But the real answer lies in the word context. Alex mentioned already, but I want to pay a little bit more attention on that, because it's a very controversial word. To clarify it, right now we are in different contexts. We are in social context because we all are at the conference. We are in cultural context because we share the same Western, or not Western, but the same human culture at least. We are in professional context because you realize when I'm using some terms, you realize what do they mean. We are even in personal context because when I express some of my emotions, you realize what do I want to express. And these are only few contexts. If you want to resolve the problem, you have to choose the right context. If you have a task, you have to realize what's the context. What is the most important context? Is it the business context? Is it the product context? Or maybe technological context only? You have to choose it wisely. And LLMs cannot do that. At least at this state of art, they cannot do that. Yes, you might argue that they are evolving, and within next year they could accept contents of hundreds of pages or thousands of pages or even thousands of books. But I would counter-argue that, firstly, even if you have a lot of data, it doesn't mean that it will help. Garbage in, garbage out. If you have a lot of data, it's hard to select the right one. And the key here is to select the right context. And we as humans, we can do that because we are trained for that. Since we were a child, we were trained to adapt, to behave in the right context. And there is no algorithms. There are no algorithms. There are no patterns or behaviors of how to transfer this knowledge, this experience to LLM, at least at this stage of art. Because you can transfer the data, but you cannot explain what is really important. So that's like an abstract part. Abstractly, that's an answer. But more pragmatically, what does it mean? From my point of view, and that's my personal opinion, it means that we cannot be just a backend developer anymore. I cannot be just a backend developer anymore. Moreover, I cannot be just a developer. I have to have wider, broader expertise in multiple areas. That's what Alex was talking about, product vision. I have to become a product manager because when I shouldn't deal anymore with stuff. I should deal with the problem behind this stuff. I should gather industrial expertise because if I work in FinTech, for example, if I'm doing some tasks for FinTech, if I want to beat LLM, I have to realize this FinTech context. So I have to gather knowledge, experience, skills in these areas as well. So these are the key. Instead of narrow expertise, which was important 20 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, maybe even right now, we have to go to the broader area. We have to become some sort of Swiss Army knife. Because otherwise, these very specific tasks could be accomplished by LLMs. And that's where I see a really huge opportunity for us as developers. So welcome to the new brave AI world. Thank you.
Thank you, Evgeny. Is there any questions regarding the content? No questions? Yes, please. Maybe a short answer. Rock here, lead product manager from Data Blood in Berlin. You have explained us that developers have to, so to say, start wearing new hats, new responsibilities, new knowledge, new domain stuff. Do you have any, tactics or tips or tricks how to motivate developers to do that? Because some people are still kind of, I will stay in my domain and this will somehow help me to survive in life management, but that's definitely not reality. What would be your strategy here?
I would say that the answer is you don't need to motivate developers because either they will motivate themselves or they want to rat in the market. The market is the best validator and the best motivator. When you have nothing to eat, you will not, because otherwise you will be dead. And we live as humankind for 10,000 years, but as species, as Homo sapiens, we used to live much longer time. Evolution is a very good mechanism. We have to adapt, and developers have to adapt. For now, we have an opportunity to anticipate these changes. In 5 years, there won't be such an opportunity. You will adapt or you will die. A general, biological, universal law.
Thank you. Is there any questions? Okay, then I have one more question from my side. Okay, so we are discussed how to survive on that world, how to continue the life after life. But what I don't want to survive, what I want to be on the battle, what I want to boost this movement, what I should do. I mean that I don't want to have a battle between AI and me as a developer. I want to on the AI side, what I can do.
You can follow a very universal rule from management. If you don't know what to do, then lead it. So that's why my first advice was exactly about this story. There is a huge opportunity in this niche in AI development. Why not to join it? Why not to create large language models designed for specific frameworks, specific technologies, specific tasks? Because if we start doing that, we can definitely speed up, boost this story. But I'm not sure whether software developer will be happy because of that. So we have to be very careful.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the talk.